For anyone who came of age in the late 70s, Grease wasn't just a movie. It was the movie. It was summer nights, high school crushes, drive-ins, and hair so big it needed its own zip code. When it hit theaters in 1978, Grease became an instant phenomenon. A musical about teenage love, rebellion, and the thrill of being young and unstoppable. But behind all that slick hair, pink satin, and rock and roll magic were countless secrets, close calls, and fascinating behind-the-scenes stories that most fans never knew. So, polish up those dancing shoes and grab your leather jacket. Here are 20 stories about Grease that'll take you right back to Rydell High, and maybe tell you something you didn't know about a movie you thought you knew by heart. 1. Olivia Newton-John. Almost said no. It's hard to imagine Grease without Olivia Newton-John as Sandy, but she nearly turned the role down. At 28, she thought she was too old to play a high school student. John Travolta personally convinced her to join, even arranging a screen test where he promised, "You're perfect for this." He was right, and Sandy became one of the most iconic roles in movie history. But here's the thing. Olivia wasn't worried for nothing, because when you look at who else was playing high school students, well, 2. Most of the teens were actually in their 30s. Stockard Channing, Rizzo, was 33 during filming, and several other cast members were well into their late 20s. Director Randall Kleiser later joked, "We had more laugh lines than detention lines, but the chemistry worked. No one cared once the music kicked in." And honestly, maybe that's why it all felt so real. These weren't kids pretending to understand love and loss. They were adults who remembered what it was like. Now, Travolta himself was only 23, but he could have played Danny in his sleep. Why? Because he'd actually lived at Rydell High before, just on a different stage. 3. Travolta's moves came straight from the stage. Before the movie, Grease was already a hit Broadway musical, and Travolta had played Duty in one of the touring productions. He knew the energy the story needed, and when the cameras rolled, he used his real dance instincts to shape Danny's iconic moves. You could see it in every spin, every strut. He wasn't just acting the part, he'd lived it. Of course, he almost didn't get the chance, because before Travolta became Danny Zuko, the role was offered to someone else entirely. 4. Henry Winkler, the Fonz. Turned down the role of Danny before John Travolta signed on, producers offered the role of Danny Zuko to Henry Winkler, fresh off his fame as the Fonz. Winkler turned it down, worried about being typecast as another greaser. Looking back, he called it the dumbest career move I ever made. Lucky for us, it opened the door for Travolta. And the moment he and Olivia met, everyone on set knew they had something special. 5. Travolta and Newton-John had instant chemistry. From the first read-through, everyone on set noticed their connection. Travolta would go out of his way to make Olivia laugh, and they'd rehearse dance numbers even after hours. Years later, Olivia admitted she had a tiny crush on him, and he confessed the feeling was mutual. You can see it in every scene they share. That wasn't just good acting. That was real. That chemistry would power the entire film. But before the cameras could roll, they needed the soundtrack, and that's where things got really interesting. 6. Grease, the opening song, was written by Barry Gibb. Yep, that Barry Gibb from the Bee Gees. The opening theme, sung by Frankie Valli, was recorded after filming ended. Gibb wrote it to capture the modern disco feel of 1978 while paying tribute to the 50s. It instantly gave the movie a timeless sound, a bridge between the generation it was about and the generation watching it. That opening song set the tone perfectly. But when it came time for the big finale, well, they realized they had a problem. 7. You're the One That I Want was a last-minute addition. This song wasn't in the original script or Broadway version. It was written after filming Wrapped, when producers realized they needed a bigger finale. Olivia and Travolta reunited to film it, and it became a massive global hit, selling over 15 million copies worldwide. Think about that. One of the most memorable moments in the movie almost didn't exist. And Travolta was so committed to getting the music right, he went above and beyond what most actors would do. 8. Travolta recorded his vocals separately. Weeks later, all of John Travolta's vocals were recorded after filming Wrapped. He wanted the best possible sound, so he redid his songs in a studio with professional engineers. The same process made the soundtrack one of the highest-selling albums of the decade. And boy, did it pay off. 10. The hand jive scene was based on real 50s dance moves. Choreographer Patricia Birch studied authentic 1950s dance contests to recreate the Born to Hand jive number. Those moves, the finger flicks, the claps, the spins, came straight out of real American bandstand-style competitions. For those of us who remembered those dances, or whose parents did, watching that scene felt like coming home. All that careful planning paid off on screen. But sometimes the best moments weren't planned at all. Sometimes they just happened. 11. Travolta rewrote lines on set. John Travolta occasionally tweaked his dialogue to sound more natural. One of his improvisations, Sandy, in the final scene, wasn't in the script at all. That spontaneous energy helped make the movie's finale feel electric. Sometimes the best moments come from just letting go and feeling it. But while the movie looked effortless and joyful on screen, behind the scenes, things weren't always so easy. 12. The carnival scene was filmed in 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Heat. That final scene where everyone sings, "You're the one that I want," looks like fun in the sun, but it was torture to shoot. Temperatures hit 110 degrees Fahrenheit, and the actors had to keep dancing under thick costumes and bright lights. Olivia said the tight leather outfit was so hot, she couldn't sit down without help. Those tight leather pants became legendary, but not just because of how they looked. 13. Olivia's pants literally ripped on set. During filming, Olivia's skin-tight black pants split right down the seam before they even started rolling. The costume team had to sew her into them for the entire shoot. She couldn't take them off all day, and they've since become one of the most famous costumes in movie history. Beauty has its price, as they say. Olivia pushed through wardrobe disasters with grace. But one cast member faced something far more serious. 14. Jeff Conaway was injured during the Greased Lightning scene. While filming Greased Lightning, Conaway, who played Kenickie, accidentally slipped and hurt his back. He powered through the pain, but it lingered for years. Something he later admitted was the beginning of his long health struggles. We lost Jeff in 2011, but Kenickie lives on in every kid who ever dreamed of fixing up an old car. Physical pain was one thing, but there was another moment during filming that hit the cast in a completely different way, emotionally. 15. Travolta paid tribute to Elvis on a haunting day. During the song, "Look at Me, I'm Sandra Dee," there's a line that references Elvis Presley. Strangely, that scene was filmed the same day Elvis died, August 16, 1977. Travolta later said it gave the whole cast chills, adding a bittersweet layer to the movie's history. For those of us who remember where we were when we heard about Elvis, this fact hits different. That moment reminded everyone what they were making. Not just a fun musical, but something that would last. And speaking of lasting impact, one person understood that better than anyone. 16. Olivia Newton-John created Bad Sandy herself. The bad girl version of Sandy wasn't in the original stage play. Olivia suggested the transformation after realizing the story needed a bigger ending. She wanted Sandy to find confidence, not just change for Danny, and the scene became an instant classic. Even back then, she knew women didn't need to change for men. They needed to change for themselves. That transformation led to one of cinema's most talked about endings, and people are still talking about it today. 17. The flying car has a hidden meaning. At the very end, Danny and Sandy's car flies into the clouds, and fans have debated it ever since. Some think it symbolizes their love rising above everything. Others believe it's more tragic, a fantasy ending or even a dream. The director says it was just meant to be magical fun. But who knows? Maybe it means whatever we need it to mean. That car became as iconic as the people inside it. And believe it or not, you can still see it today. 18. The greased lightning car still exists. The main car used in Grease still survives today and has been restored multiple times. It's a favorite at car shows and movie exhibitions, and fans still line up just to snap a photo with it. Some things are worth preserving, not just cars, but memories. And the memories kept on coming. 20 years later, everyone who made this magic got together one more time. 19. The cast reunited. 20 years later. In 1998, the cast came together for Grease's 20th anniversary TV special. Fans flooded the streets, singing along with the original songs. For many, it wasn't just a reunion. It was a return to their youth. 20 years had passed, but the feeling? That hadn't changed one bit. That reunion reminded everyone just how big Grease had become. But even back in 1978, the numbers were already telling the story. 20. Grease was the highest-grossing musical of the 20th century. Before Mamma Mia and La La Land, there was Grease. It earned nearly $400 million worldwide and became the highest-grossing musical of the century, a record it held for over 20 years. Even now, its energy, humor, and optimism still connect with audiences, especially those who lived it the first time around. And there you have it, 20 facts about Grease that maybe you didn't know, or maybe you'd forgotten. It wasn't just a movie, it was a moment in time. For anyone who grew up in the 70s, Grease is more than nostalgia. It's that feeling of cruising with your friends, radio blasting, and believing summer would last forever. It's the memory of first loves and last dances, of being young enough to think anything was possible. And maybe, just for a moment, being right. We've lost some of the people who made this magic. Olivia left us in 2022, Jeff before her. But when we watch Grease, they're still there. Still young, still dancing, still singing about summer nights that never quite end. Which of these stories brought back the most memories for you? Drop a comment and let me know. And if this took you back, even for a moment, hit that like button and subscribe. We've got more stories to tell, more memories to share, because some things are worth remembering. And Grease? That's one of them. Thanks.